as we show those homework answers, so anybody who's looking at this at home will be able to check up on it. Okay. Today's lesson sheet. All right, so let's go through today's do it, and then we'll do some work here, and I think you're going to get some time during the period to start your homework, which is a good thing, since it's a weekend, and maybe you'll get a little less work to possibly no work during the course of the weekend. Spencer? Bill plans to catch 3 times as many fish as Brian. Bill and Brian needed to catch at least 50, or fish to subscriptions, huh? They need to either catch at least 50 fish, or Bill's gonna sell 3 times as many prescriptions. Right, an inequality that could be used to find how many fish, so we're going with fish here. All right, so if we let Brian be X, what's Bill gonna be? 3 times as many, what's Bill gonna be?
3x.
3x. And then it says, write an inequality that can be used to determine how many fish he needs to catch. So 3x plus x has to be greater than or equal to 50. Because if you sold at least 50, you sold 50 or more, right? Yeah, I like to think of this as if your parents, my parents used to motivate me with this idea when I was in school, that on my report card, if I got an A in a class, they would give me, I think it was like $5. So for every A, it would be $5. With my sons, I ran a very interesting deal. But the deal I ran with them was for every A they got, I gave them $20. For every B, I gave them $5. For every C, they gave me $5. And then for anything below a C, they owed me $20. So this way I put the pressure on them to make sure that they got good grades. And typically, for the most part, both of my sons graduated with the averages in the low 90s. So I ended up paying a lot of money, all right? Which is good, I'm all right with that. If I said to my kids, look, if you get at least 3 90s, and I give you $60. If they get 3 90s, do they get the $60? If you get at least 3, you get $60. If they get 3 90s, do they get $60?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if they get 4 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about 5 90s? Yeah, what if 2 90s?
No.
No. So at least means that amount or higher, so that's why it's greater than or equal to. And then we just solve it. 4x is greater than or equal to 50, divide by 4, and I get x is greater than or equal to, and if I do this division, it's 12.5 or 12 and a half, but there's a problem with that. What's the minimum number of fish you have to get?
You have to get 50 total.
Yeah, but how many does Brian have to catch?
Oh, 12.5. But he
That's
can't
a
catch-
neat trick.
But he can't catch 12.5.
That's right.
So you need
So
to
he has to
know
catch
that.
Needs 13.
of course, a fish that didn't have.
Yeah,
Well,
but if you
it's
caught him,
interesting you would say
there's
that,
a minimum
because
count of that.
I could, if I really wanted to dig through my old pictures, I could show you pictures of when we were fishing and we brought up a half a striped bass. Yeah, there were some really big bluefish feeding near the boat, and we were catching small stripers about this big. And as we would be bringing them in, a big bluefish would bite the striper as it was coming in and take half the striper off the hook. Yeah.
Did you
And
catch any bluefish?
what's that?
Did you catch the bluefish?
No, sometimes we would get them on for a little while, but as soon as they either made it through the bone, which bluefish have really powerful jaws and sharp teeth, as soon as they either made it through the bone or let go, then you wouldn't get them anymore. Up on Cape Cod, there's an explosion of seals. And with the explosion of seals, there's a lot of great white sharks there, bless you. So guys are hooking very, very, very large striped bass from the beach, and as they're bringing them in, seals are eating them, and then sometimes the great whites are eating the stripers, and sometimes the great whites are eating the seals that are eating the stripers on the way in. So it's the food chain in action. Yeah, don't go swimming in the Cape Cod. All right, so Brian's got to catch at least 13 fish, and just to show you how it works, Bill's got to get 3 times as many, which is 39, and altogether they add up to having caught 52 fish, which is greater than or equal to at least 50. All right, any questions?
No.
All right, looking good. How many people thought that was easy? How many people, now that you see it, think it's easy? Yeah, okay. A little bit different, but it's not a hard question at all. Regents likes to put some questions like that on there. All right, do those 7 questions. If you want to talk to somebody sitting around you, feel free to talk to those people sitting around you. I am gonna walk around the room, check out, see how you're doing, and then we'll go over the answers in a couple of minutes.
Wait, didn't you want to show us how to do it on the calculator?
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you for reminding me. Everybody give Carissa a round of applause.
Why?
Because she said to do it on the calculator. Now, I can't do it completely on the calculator, but I can get a really good start on the calculator. As I look at the last numbers, you know you have to multiply out to the last term, right? All right, to me, they're all easy. But let me make one up right away that I think you would have difficulty with. Very quickly, ready?
Oh my.
Is that an S?
X squared plus 14x minus 51.
Oh.
I think that that would be fairly challenging. The reason I think it's fairly challenging is because I don't think many of you walk around with the factors of 51 off the top of your head. I could put 1,000 at the end. That would be so many factors, even though they're easy, it would drive you crazy. So the question is, how do I figure out the factors of, in this case, negative 51? And let me show you how you get the factors of negative 51, in case you ever get a number that either has tons of factors and you're afraid you're forgetting one, or is really hard to factor, or you think, oh, maybe it's a prime number, maybe it has no factors other than one. So,
Is this even possible?
yes. Go to your calculator, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. Go to y equals. You and Kim can get the board for the most rapid C's in the room. Y equals, and then type in, this is a negative 51, so type in negative 51 divided by x.
So I put XX.
The x button like in x, like we would graph
I've
it.
done this before.
Go to y equals negative 51 divided by x. Now go to table. Table.
Oh, I got it.
And if you look in the table, you will see places where, hey, look here. If you type in y equals negative 51 divided by, you can't put minus 51, you have to do the negative symbol. Negative 51 divided by, and the x button, which is in the upper left. If you put that in, you will not get an error problem. If you are, maybe your Windows screwed up, so maybe someone played around with it and messed it up, go to Zoom 6. Oh, no. In the table, you can get an error statement because you can't divide by 0. So now what you do is this. When you look in the table, if you see any decimals either in x or y, completely ignore it. They're irrelevant. But look for wherever you see a whole number next to a whole number. And those are all of your possibilities. Then your job is to say which of those pairs adds up to 14. Don't give me the answer yet. I want to give everybody a chance to do this. All right? So what this does is it factors anything that is not like, typically we know the factors of 12 or 20 or 8. But if we get something like negative 51 or say negative 88, that might be one that drives you crazy. Or 144 has so many of them that by using table, it makes that list for us. If you remember yesterday, we made the list next to the example. This makes the list for you. So then you just need to look at it. Do you see that this would be x plus 17, x minus 3?
Yes.
Right? So life gets very simple if we need the calculator to show us how to do
Yes,
things.
I did that. I totally did that.
Nice, sweet move, okay. So let's get these 7 done, and for any of these that you think the calculator can help you, feel free to use it. I'm so tempted to knock your bottle over, just so I can hear it make the sound. I've heard so many times. There you go. Are you,
But it's still, it's a good thing because
all right. I'm looking at most people's papers, and most people are either done or pretty close to done, so figure about another minute and a half or so. Be pretty close to finishing up. Okay, I'm gonna put the answers on the board, and if you disagree or wanna discuss any of them, feel free. I'm going to get one answer wrong.
Oh, you shouldn't pose that.
Okay, one of them is wrong. Do you, can I tell you what's really pathetic? Would you like to know what's truly, truly, truly pathetic? This is like horrible, disgusting. I'm sitting here and I'm writing the answers up on the board, and I notice this intense glare in the window on my right. And I say to myself, what? Is someone shining a light in the room? And I turn, and it's the light from here reflecting off my bald head. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I am pathetic. I am really, truly, truly awful. Okay, which one is wrong? Everybody?
11.
Why? Go ahead, talk to me. Talk.
It's negative. It's supposed to be both positive and it should and plus 3 and plus
times
6.
2 is 14.
Ah.
Oh, there's different possible answers, because I did the same thing that Anthony did.
Good. Okay, so that was the one I got wrong.
No, because 7 times 2 doesn't add up to 14.
That's right. 7 and 2 add up to 9, but it doesn't multiply to 14. That's exactly right.
And plus, it was negative. And plus.
Right, yes, exactly. The first mistake was the negative. The second was the add instead of multiply first. Okay. Now, that brings us to the homework. Your job to get started.
Oh, see
Spencer, get that lights, please. Thank you.
Locally famous for making duck calls.
What's that?
Locally famous for making duck calls.
Have you exit out of the table without having to hit graph and then wait for it to graph to get out of it?
There's a second quit button. It's like second mode or something. So-
Yeah,
yeah.
second.